Alright guys, we are back. Let's try to finish up this last A+ run here, and then we will go to the last section of worlds, or the second last section of worlds, I guess. I already forget what the fuck this one was. It's this one, okay. Reorganize my screen here. Yeah. So, yesterday was discussion about the YouTube stuff. Why we are where we are now. Today is going to be a discussion about work. I haven't bitched about work for a while, so today's gonna be that day. So, as I said before, for my actual career, I'm a network analyst. Basically, I monitor the network at where I work at. I do some help desk tickets, help people out with computer problems, bullshit like that. The epitome of pretty much a computer nerd, I guess. I mean, I'm fucking playing video games here on YouTube and fix computers for a living. Fuck! What the hell's the time for this? 17. Again. So just so I can check the time real quick. But, so the past couple years I've been doing the help desk kind of stuff, or the network stuff, and I haven't really had a good idea of what I want to do with my life. Like, every year when I have my review, I gotta go way fucking faster. Well, I'm not trying to fucking get out of the replay then, dick. There we go. So, for the past couple years of my life, I haven't really known what I wanted to get to. When reviews come, it's always like, where do you see yourself in this company? Where do you see your future here? And honestly, I never knew. I know the type of people I work with that are like the head network analyst people, or shit along that line, or my boss, or some other people, you know. And those aren't people I want to be. I guess it's hard to judge maybe from the bullshit I do online, but I'm extremely personable. I'm trying to think about how to word this as I go. I'm really personable. The best compliments I ever receive at work is usually when I start a new job or meet a new person that I help with their computer. And I usually get like, man, you are nothing like a typical IT person. And that always feels really fucking good because, oh, it's a map. I know what that means. I know when they say you're not a typical IT person. I know that means like you aren't antisocial, you have personality, you have people skills and shit like that. So it always feels like really good when people say that to me. Like it's obviously meant as a huge compliment in the, I guess, a backhanded way of, man, I would never expect a computer person to come joke around with me or make conversation or bullshit about this kind of stuff. And I always enjoy that. Oh, I never even finished this shit. Oh, fuck. Alright, well, I know what we're doing today. So, this year for my review... Oh, I remember this one now. Fuck! This year for my review, I was talking to my new boss. I've only had a couple months. And he's like, you know, everyone likes you, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, what? He's like, you need to start trying to figure out what kind of career path you want to go down. And I was like, well, I don't really know. I don't want to be like this person. I named my coworkers. I was like saying things about how we'll call it a personality void, or the fact that no one wants to talk to the other people because they're all like antisocial assholes or talk down to people, shit, or bullshit like that. And I was like, this is not the kind of career path I want to go down. I don't know what kind of options that leaves for me. And he was like, well, I'm not sure what to tell you. And I was like, well, honestly, my favorite part of my job is the part I know I'm good at, which is playing around with people, joking around with people, having fun, making people's days not suck, that kind of stuff. And he was like, well, that kind of career leads towards like help desk supervisor, help desk manager. So I was like, okay, cool. I was like, is there a future in this? Like, if I'm going for a change of life, as he calls it, pay scale increase, like making good money, is this a viable career? And he's like, yeah, there's tons of people that made a living off of this. You know, it's definitely something you could do. Let's skip that fucking Band-Aid on right now. He's like, this is definitely doable. And I was like, great. You know, like, holy shit, I'm almost 31 years old. I finally have an answer to the question of where do you see yourself in 5 years, or where do you see yourself in the future? Something along those lines, which is something I haven't been able to do for the past 30 years of my life, pretty much. In college, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I went to computers because it was what I had fun with at the time. When I finally got my adult jobs doing computers, I wasn't really happy about it, because at that point I was like, I don't really think I want to do computers as a career. But I spent a shitload of money in college to get my degree, so I was like, fuck it, I might as well start making money off of what I paid for, because if not, this is a huge fucking waste. So I started doing it. Never really thought I wanted to do it. There's a lot more ums than I want to be in this conversation. I'm just obviously focusing on the game too. But I was all excited. You know, I was like, holy shit, I have an answer to the question that no one ever knows of what do you want to do with your life. I didn't want to tell them like, hey, you know, I want to be popular on YouTube, because that seems like a weird career path that I don't want my boss knowing about, that I fucking badmouth him on the computer. But aside from that, you know, it was, hey, I have this answer. And he was like, okay, well, just so you know, I don't know if the company will ever grow to the size that we will need a help desk manager. So I was like, oh, okay, this is a weird statement to make to me. I guess you're either giving me props and giving me a heads up of like, hey, just so you know, you need to watch, because if that's what you want to do, this isn't the place. Or maybe he was like, hey, that's what you want to do, that's cool, you're not going to do that here, maybe like just get the fuck out, which is more of how I took it, because I have a problem with that shit. But I kind of let it go. I was like, you know, I'm kind of pissed off he said this, but now when I get mad at work and want to look for a new job, I know what to look for now. I know to look for a supervisor role, because I think I'd be fucking good at it. So, beyond that, the other day I was talking to the one manager that I'm friends with for the department, our department, like the IT shit, and we were talking about everyone's reviews and raises, or not, maybe not so much raises, just like we're hiring some new people, and I guess their pay scale is kind of fucked up compared to the rest of ours. So we're kind of talking about that shit, and she was like, yeah, his name here was talking about how like he really likes you, but you don't know what you want to do with yourself. And he's like, he's in his 30s, so he's a fair what he wants to do with his life. And I asked her straight up, I was like, when did you have this conversation with him? And she's like, what do you mean? And I said, well, was it before? It seems like a cheap way to get this. I was like, was it before or after reviews? And she was like, it was after reviews. And then I got pissed. And it might be a realistic reason to get pissed. It might be an unrealistic reason to get pissed. I have issues differentiating those two things sometimes. But I was fucking really mad, because for the first, like I just said, the first time in my life, 30-some fucking years, I was like, this is what I want to do with myself. I think I'd be a fucking badass boss, because between the people skills and knowing that, like, there's CEOs, CFOs of the company that I can bullshit with and make stupid jokes with and make like dirty jokes with, like the stuff I say on here, and I can get away with it because, I mean, not to sound like an asshole, but again, I have people skills, man. Alright, hold on, let's figure this out then. But I have people skills. Like, people want to talk to me at work. People have fun when I come over and bullshit with them at work. So I was all pumped with, like, this is what I'm going to do with myself. I have a plan now. I know what I can see. I have a future. The degree will pay off. Like, everything was coming together. My fucking cocksucker boss decided that was the best time to be like, oh, he doesn't know what the fuck he wants to do with himself. In my words, not his, obviously. But I was fucking pissed, man. I really fucking ruined my day. So, again, after being happy at work for maybe a week or so, I was fucking livid again with, okay, well, I have nothing to do here anymore. I'm just gonna fucking ride it out, try to find the job of the future there, and it's time to go. I've been at my job, my current one, about 2 years now, and for most IT positions, they always say, never stay someplace more than 2 years, give or take, especially in the beginning. It's time to grow and learn and get lots of different experiences with different, like, networks, So my boss pretty much picked for me. Time to go. And I'm not super happy about that, I guess. I mean, I am, but I'm not. I have a issue with change in my life where I have fucked up crazy anxiety problems, and change usually is a huge trigger for those kind of things. So when I get comfortable with a job, I want to stay even when it gets bad. So, like at my last job, even though I was fucking miserable all the time, I would stay because fear of the unknown is a huge fear for a lot of people, but it just usually gets in my head more. And eventually I just hit the wall at my last job where I was like, there's definitely no room for growth here. I'm in a toxic environment. I just gotta get the fuck out. And while my current job isn't necessarily a toxic environment, I'm definitely not going to get what I want out of it there. So it's time to go. So I'm again searching for a new career, but this time I know what I want it to be. And after I fail this one more time, we're going to wrap up this episode shortly here. And then tomorrow we'll probably talk about my favorite part of my job, which is going to be a really random conversation. But I think that's going to be tomorrow's fuck. Alright. I'm going to pause it because we're going to keep doing this. Tomorrow's conversation will be what my favorite part of my job is, so I don't sound like a negative asshole all the time. See you guys tomorrow. Lates.